Kajal Khan from the UMT Radio and UMT TV, and today we have at this HR Learning and Conference by CONNEX, Ms. Vajiha from the British Council. She's HR Manager, British Council.
I think it's quite exciting given that it's the first time they are running this. There is a lot of diversity and they did try to do something which was quite interactive, especially the Lego. So I think a couple of really amazing presenters, because I think in terms of engaging a crowd this big, that is a big challenge. It's a platform for you to discuss maybe something I'm challenged with. So it's not just about the structured program, but also what you can take away from it.
Where do you think that such forums do really contribute to this improvement of the organization or not?
Like I said before, it depends what you're willing to take away from it. So if you are willing to take away from it, for instance, if I like I do believe the way the Lego challenge was presented, then it's up to me to go and have a conversation with the person presenting it, kind of have a discussion in terms of how I can incorporate those ideas in my organization. So you do get people, which I like to say gurus. But then again, what you can take away from it is depending on how much you are interested.
Students really need to have exposure towards the industry. So what initiatives academia can take, and should they really take such initiatives so that they can get a broader perspective to the students?
I think it's very important not only to have guest speakers, but also collaborate with the organization in terms of kind of bringing maturity. Because when you work in HR, you come across students, they are more interested in ये 5,000 की नौकरी है, ये 10,000 की है, ये 11,000 की है. So at that point, when you are very, very fresh, until unless you collaborate with the organization, try to get them meaningful internship or some other kind of professional experiences, you incorporate some kind of projects into your course outline where they have to work and with professionals. You may have learning and you may have a GPA, but in terms of the competitiveness in the job market, you may lack the business acumen, the maturity and the thought process, and probably you will lack clarity in terms of your career yourself.
We have with us Ms. Sadia Hamid, who is Business Development Manager for PSTD. So Sadia, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
And what are your views on this forum? How is it going?
Look, I'm behind putting this together with my team and the lots of people, and I think it's really great. We started off hoping that we'd have 250 people, and I think today we have 580 people. So I think it's done well. I hope they find it engaging and they go back feeling like they've learned something.
No doubts about it. It's such a spectacular event. So what do you think that such forums do really contribute to this improvement of the organization or not?
I think they definitely do, because it's under one roof that you have so many great minds together. You'll get to learn best practices, you get to network, you get to understand what your colleagues and peers and other companies are doing, and then we try and put together the agenda in such a manner that there's maximum learning for the people who come.
Absolutely. And if UMT is an educational institution, so what do you think, in your opinion, academia should invite the people from the industry, the corporate players, so that they can come and invite the students to have the real-time industry exposure?
Of course, it really should. The students need to have exposure of what's going to be happening, what the industry is like. Also, the corporates need exposure to the students and the product that the universities are producing. So, yeah, I think that is something that is going to be beneficial for both the corporates and the academia.
Now we have Ms. Mevish from PSTD. She's Assistant Manager at Pakistan Society for Training and Development. So Mevish, how are you and how this forum is going? What are your views on it?
I'm very well. Thank you so much. And I'm currently working with Pakistan Society for Training and Development. And I'm looking after the training side in North. एंड आज का जो हमारा बेसिकली एजेंडा था इस कॉन्फ्रेंस को करने का, कि लोगों में कैपेबिलिटी डेवलपमेंट को इंक्रीज़ करना और एचआर के थ्रू हम लोगों में इन्हांसमेंट पैदा करें कि लोग इसको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा utilize करें.
The interesting thing about Mevish is that she is also UMT alumni and she had a wonderful experience and a journey at UMT. So how was your experience at UMT and what you have done from UMT?
Yeah, it's a wonderful journey with UMT. I did my 2 degrees with UMT. One is Bachelor in Computer Sciences Honours degree, and I did my MBA in Human Resource Management from UMT also. आई लर्न अ लॉट। मैं आज जो भी हूँ अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी की वजह से, अपने अच्छे टीचर्स की वजह से। मेरे यहाँ बहुत टीचर्स भी आए हैं। आई एम रियली इनकरेज UMT स्टूडेंट्स टू कम हेयर एंड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ capability development.
Mr. Ali Said, who is basically Lego's serious player facilitator with us. So, sir, how are you and how this forum is going?
Well, so far it's been very good. We're very happy that there are over 500 people that have been here, and it's great to see such an august gathering in Lahore, in the north, for the first time. And I'm glad to be here.
We really enjoyed your, the activity and the Lego activity which you performed. So, are you into this process of doing such kind of fascinating activities all the way?
Well, I do like activity-based training, but this particular training is about getting the buck rolling, getting people out of their coats and their hangers, and getting the real torso, the real deal onto the escapes. I go to a lot of organizations which are stuck. There's no creativity. There's no innovation. Of course, there are teams, but the teams don't talk to each other. So for communication, for strategy, for involvement, for introvert advantages, when you bring them all together, Lego Serious Play is a universal language that allows us to interact with each other without our backgrounds being the same, without our language being the same. And that is exactly what I've done right now.
And from here, I draw a very interesting question for you, because we are in the process of launching a think tank forum with the name of Human Capital Development Forum. And we did a lot of research, and one of the areas which I am really interested is that now the workplace is very diverse. You have, workforce from all the 5 generations, traditionalists, baby boomers, millennials, and now the Generation Z is also on the way. So what do you think that when you have to deal with the people with such perceptions and such, experiences and all that? So, and one more question. And the millennials have their own challenges. They think that they keep provided, with the various kind of tasks and opportunities, which is pretty not possible, which is technically not possible. So what do you think when millennials are considering their leaders not to be in that much leadership role? So how to emerge as a superstar or a CEO?
Okay, I think when you talk about millennials and baby boomers and Generation X and all the 5 diverse representations in an organization today, what's common in all 5 of them is that they've all played. As kids, we've played, and play is exactly what we do in an LSP workshop. So irrespective of whether you're a 55-year-old or whether you're 26 years old, a 55-year-old and a 26-year-old both communicate on a table, which normally in traditional and conventional orthodox business environments, they don't. So that's the beauty of LSP. You play. So a 26-year-old wants to play, and he wants to show what he can do. It's a 3D imprint of what's inside your mind. So I can't see what's inside your mind, and you probably cannot see what's inside mine. But when I give you a 3D-dimensional tool, you can actually see it happen. And that's exactly the beauty of LSP. So we're being play, all 5 of the diverse categories come together using play.
Absolutely beautiful. One more thing. Tell us about your achievements and what are you leading Pakistan towards in the...
Okay, I wish I could, but it's just about...
We're proud of you, and we know that definitely you will take Pakistan to some global representation.
Hopefully, thank you very much for those kind words. But ideally, I want to represent Pakistan in the Lego Serious Play Championship and the Lego Architecture Championship as well. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we're waiting for August. Let's see what happens.
I wish you all the good luck and thank you so much. Fatima Saeed, who is Regional Director, Abacus Consultant with us. So Fatima, what are your views regarding this forum and how this forum is going?
I think it's a fantastic effort that has been put into place. CONNEX 2017 has, I think, broken all expectations in terms of not only the richness of the audience, but the speakers who are talking about certain not only current but vital issues as far as human resource management, development, as well as learning is concerned. So these particular platforms enable us to step out of our daily routine and our daily tasks at our organizations and network and share the knowledge and experiences that we have, so we can go back and add greater value to our companies.
No doubt about it. It really provides a huge platform for networking. But do you think that such forums really contribute towards improvement in the terms of financial performance and productivity of the organizations or not?
I believe they do if it is a very focused approach towards how these particular platforms would add value. So you would send those individuals who would not only gain knowledge, but who have the ability to make a difference when they go back. And it is also about enhancing our own personal knowledge as well. When we have that, as we grow in our careers, we have our own individual development goals. Something that we've listened to or talked to someone about will resonate with us, and we will make an effort to apply that knowledge. So I think they do add value to the organizations.
That's great. Like UMT is an educational institution. So what do you think that the institutions like UMT should really take the people from the corporate on board? Because we are in the process of developing a human think tank forum with the name of Human Capital Development Forum, and we need the people like you to come in the board. And, and we want to take the mental buy-in to people like you. So do you really think that the people from the corporate should invite the students to give them exposure towards the industry practices or not?
I believe so. Not only the students in terms of orienting them towards what the real life dynamics are in the workplace, but also it's very important that the academia and the industry linkages are strengthened, because the academia is providing the supply of your future workforce, and the industry has that demand. If there is a disconnect between what the supply is and what the demand is, then you will face unemployment, frustration and demotivation. We need to absorb this new set of workforce, young boys and girls who are graduating. They're high on passion, enthusiasm. They want to do so much. But we need to also act our part in providing that feedback to the academia in terms of what is relevant in terms of the skills that we require. It's no longer what was 10 years ago. In 2025, the skill set that industries will look for will be very different. Our institution preparing that in our new workforce that is emerging.
Absolutely. According to you and according to us, we are of the same opinion that to minimize the skill gap between we are having in the students, in the industry academia linkages should be provided and should be promoted, so that the skill gap could be minimized and the corporate sector can have good working millennials at their workplace, and academia can also provide valuable contribution towards the research to the industry as well. We have Mr. Kashif Avindi, who is basically the Chief Executive Officer of Freem Rice with us. So sir, how are you doing and how the forum is going?
Alhamdulillah ji, thank you very much for the opportunity. The forum is going well. I think this is the largest collection of HR people I've seen in Lahore since I've moved here 2 years ago. And alhamdulillah, the quality of speakers and the quality of arrangements have been very good.
That's great. So do you think that, no doubt it's an excellent forum, an excellent opportunity to network with the people from the industry and all that. So do such forums really contribute towards improvement in the productivity and financial performance of the organizations or not?
I think the immediate ROI is not visible. It's a slow process. As someone said at the conference in the beginning, investment in people takes time. Nurturing them takes time. And I think the fact that you spend the whole day, you could actually end up with just one or two nuggets. I've been here since morning until the afternoon. I picked up two things. But that's the beauty of learning, that you have to invest time, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala suddenly creates that magic moment where something clicks in your mind. And I think that's the spirit with which these conferences should be attended.
So we need people like you on board with us. So you are Chief Executive Officer. So my question to you is that we see that the workplace has totally changed now. It's more competitive. It's more, generation oriented. 5 generations are there, from traditionalist baby boomers and millennials, and now Generation Z is also on the way. So being a CEO, now the culture is that millennials have their own challenges and they want to be provided with different kind of opportunities and variety of tasks, which is technically not possible. So what do you think that being a CEO, when millennials don't believe in the leadership role, mostly of the leadership role in the organization, which is mostly CEO. So how to emerge as a brilliant CEO and a superstar when you have challenges like this?
I think it's not about creating brilliant CEOs or creating superstars. I think the challenge is to create teams that work. And for millennials, because they have very short attention spans and they're constantly seeking stimulation, if you create that kind of environment in the office where there is channeled discipline. So it doesn't have to be that you come in at 9 o'clock and you punch in your time and you leave at 5. Millennials don't work like that. Their mind works in spades of time. So you have to create that space where they can show that spark of brilliance and then also get used to the corporate way of working. And I think that's the challenge for both the millennials and the organizations, because there are certain fields where they're doing very well, like advertising, which is more right-brained, which is less organized. But when it comes to a rice sector company like ours, they will find it more challenging.
Right. One more question I would like to ask, rather a couple of questions. One question is that now the more focus is on the human capital development, right? No doubt core operations cannot be cut off the system. So you being the CEO, so what do you think that what is the importance of the human capital development and what initiatives you guys are taking in this perspective?
I think it's all about people. I mean, without people, it's just brick and mortar. What we're doing right now is, because it's a multinational organization, it's owned by a UAE company, Al Ghurair, and Al Muhaddib of Saudi. So we're actually borrowing from their expertise and learnings as well. We've just started an internship program, and I hope that UMT will also be part of that. We are now actively engaging with the academia, because my background is that after I did my graduation and worked for multinationals like Unilever and Tetley, I used to teach actively with IBA, Zabist and CBM, and now that I've moved to Lahore, I'm trying to get back in the academic world. So it's a passion for me that academia and corporate merge together, and we get people from academics to come and learn the way corporates work. So I think that bridge has to be created, where actively you get students like yourself to come into corporations and add your two bit to the growth of sustainable growth of organizations.
Absolutely. We, being an academic institution, we also believe in the same thing, that academia and industry should come on board so that the skill gap can be minimized. Siddiq Alvi, who's head HR, Chris and Brands with us. So, sir, assalamu alaikum, and how are your experience going in this forum?
So far, so good. I think PSTD has started off with a big bang, and it's a great forum. They have a history in Karachi, so it's a good platform to leverage in Lahore. I've seen a lot of companies participating. They've got good sponsorship. I think it'll get the ball rolling for PSTD to start their programs. They do great programs here in Pakistan. I've attended a couple of them myself. So I think it's a good platform to network and start off their business venture in Lahore.
No doubt about it. It's a great platform to network with the different industry players as well. So, what do you think that do such firms really contribute towards improvement in the productivity and financial performance of the organizations or not?
I think what happens is employees come in, certain times the management comes in, they look at what other companies are doing, people share best practices. What it helps is gives you a perspective of where you stand in the market. And for some, you have your competitors, so you get to know what your competition is doing, how do you take the ball forward, how do you compete with them. There's a lot of thing happening in the digital world, so I heard a lot from people about the new technology coming in. There's a session for it as well, so I think it helps a lot of learning for new people who are in the field. So I'm sure I've seen a lot of new faces here, young guys who've just graduated from school, they're here. So I think it's going to be a lot of learning for them, looking at seniors and how they interact. A good networking platform. Absolutely.
Like UMT is an academic institution, and we believe that academia should take people from the industry on board. So, in your opinion, should academia take such kind of initiatives, and what is the role which industry can play in terms of coaching and mentoring of students and to provide them in real-time industry exposure?
I've personally benefited from it. I've studied at an Ivy Plus school in the US. And what I've personally seen is that industry people coming in, they become great mentors. They do good coaching. It creates a great platform for students to go and test their knowledge in a live environment through internships, through trainee programs, and industry academic linkages help. What they help with is they provide academic learning, which form basis for new strategies, new models that the companies can introduce. Plus it helps motivate students because they look up to the industry, what the industry is doing. Academic institutions can mold their curriculum, what they're offering to students accordingly, and at the end of the day, the environment, the country benefits because you're providing basically academic knowledge which the industry requires. So that linkage is very critical.
No doubt about it. Such initiatives can definitely help Pakistan to raise their bar in global competitiveness indexes as well. Mr. Hamad Safdar, who is head HR desk on engineering. Assalamu alaikum, sir, and how's your experience going on this HR learning conference, CONNEX?
The experience has been very good. It is good to see so many HR professionals under one roof. The kind of presentations which were made are of very high quality, and it's a very good platform for all of us to learn and all of us to share the good and the best practices.
Absolutely, no doubt it's a golden opportunity to network with the HR professionals. But do you think that such forums really contribute to this improvement in terms of the ROI and financial performance of the organization or not?
Yeah, I think in the market a lot of activities are happening. So when the HR professionals get together, there are two benefits. The first benefit is, as I mentioned earlier, that the sharing of information, and the second one is that you network. When you network, you meet other people, you tend to know what's happening in the market, and I think these are good platforms. As far as the ROI is concerned, I think it's an advanced stage. A lot of companies have matured, and they are focusing a lot on the ROIs, but I think still there's way to go, and we all as an HR fraternity need to work more on the ROI so that we can have the financial numbers to back the HR activities which we are doing.
No doubt about it. One more thing, because you are heading the HR in DESCON, and DESCON is one of the top leading engineering company in the Pakistan. So you know that now the workplace is more competitive, and specifically for the heads, it's a big challenge to have face the challenges of the millennials, because they want to be provided with golden opportunities and a variety of tasks which are technically not possible. So where do you think that? How challenging is it for an HR head to face five-generational workforce, their experiences and their perceptional gaps?
I think it's a two-edged sword. It's a challenge, but it's again a very good opportunity. From the angle of diversity and inclusion, having all these generations working together in one department or in one company and delivering successfully, it's a big challenge, right? Millennials have different expectations. The baby boomers, the Generation X, Generation Y. Currently, the companies are focusing a lot on millennials, and so are we. We are currently focusing on providing short-term, flexible benefits, kind of job opportunities, the kind of project opportunities to the millennials, so that they are properly engaged in their job. I think as we go along, we need to cater the JDs according to the requirement of millennials. I think that's the way to go, and creating a culture where all these generations can work and collaborate together.
Very good. Like UMT is an educational institution. So in your opinion, should academia invite the people from the corporate so that they can collaborate with this academia and can provide real-time industry exposure to the students?
I have two comments to make. One, it's very, very important, because we feel that the graduates, when they come out in the market, they should be able to gel themselves right into the market. We feel that the graduates are not ready. Their soft skills, their presentation skills, the overall communication skills, we believe there's a gap, and I think the last year they should be constantly interacting with the corporate sector, so that when they graduate, they pass out, they have the desired initial level skills which can make them very competitive.
Three corporate players from the Stylo group, Mr. Ali, Mr. Abid and Mr. Ehsan. I would request all of you to please give a brief introduction about you first of all.
I will like to start from Ali.
Okay. I'm the one who's looking after the training and development in the Stylo group. We look after the functional and the behavioral training of the whole group. So that's what I do.
Okay, so my name is Abid, and I'm looking after two departments, compensation and benefits, and also for employee engagement and performance appraisal.
I am Ahsan, the manager human capital development, and actually I am the one who brought these two people into the Stylo, and I bring everyone, all the gems from all over the industry into the Stylo. Or we have been working with UMT, and we actually signed the MOU with UMT, and we have plans for the industrial linkages with our academia. और बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम करना चाह रहे हैं. अब जिस तरह कि आपने शेयर किया कि थिंक टैंक फॉर्म कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए इंशाल्लाह हम हिस्सा बनेंगे. और OCS बेसिकली UMT बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है. हम और यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के साथ भी काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जितना एक्टिवली UMT काम कर रहा है, वी रियली इम्प्रेस्ड. और लोगों के लिए जो काम कर रहा है, जो ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट के लिए, बच्चों के लिए, यूथ के लिए काम कर रहा है, वो बहुत अच्छा रोल है इसमें.
No doubt about it. Thank you so much. My question to the compensation guys is that when I graduated and I did my master's in HR, I was gone through towards a few chapters, about random chapters like this and that. when I got in the first internship, and my boss asked me to bring a huge whole compensation policy for ABC organization. I won't name it right now. And I was totally blank because I was not provided with that insight which was required to develop a whole business plan or a compensation plan at the workplace. So do you think that academia should take the people from the industry on board so that they can provide the real-time industry exposure to the students or not?
Yes, I think that's a very good question. What needs to be done is that, so I don't want to sound wrong here, but what happens is that many things that we learn in our universities are never actually applied in our professional lives. So I think what we need to do is that we need to revamp our structure. Not that I want to sound a revolutionary, but what we need to do is that we need to incorporate more things which will be more practical. We need to include things such as compensation and benefits and other such things which are mostly overlooked in our academia. So, but not just compensation benefits, but there are so many other things like recruitment, and you just have one module for HR, and in those modules you would be covering so many things. But then if you want to specialize, then we need to look deeper into these issues.
Thank you. And as you are into the process of training and development, if I'm not wrong, so mostly companies are paying a lot of, what should I say, a lot of attention towards training and development, and they are putting a lot of budget into this thing. Do you really think that training can be evaluated in real exposure, in real terms? That if we're providing training, can it really be evaluated in terms of improvement? That it really provided the opportunity to the person to improve his or her skills in which area he was lacking in, or is it just a wastage of money or time?
Okay, every individual have skills and the competencies, but with the passage of time, these skills and competency, they tend to fade away. And in order to do your job right, you need to polish them and you need to refresh them. So that's why my department actually it does exist. And so what we do is we actually keep training the people so that they can actually just live up to the expectation of the management.
And how challenging is it to train the new millennials? Do they really take training seriously or not?
Well, yes, that's very. It's a good question, and plus it's a very, what do you call it? It's very challenging to train them because when they come into an organization, they think that they know everything. Yeah, they are the superstars. But with the passage of time, they get to know the whole culture and the whole concept, and then they tend to start learning as well.
Dr. Ibrahim Siyavish from PSTD and Mr. Suhail Jan, who is basically the manager, talent and OD at Adamji Insurance with us. Assalamu alaikum to both of you, and how your experience is going at this forum.
Thank you very much. We are really enjoying it. This is an amazing platform that PSTD. I'm very honored to be part of PSTD, and this is an amazing platform that has been provided by PSTD and Society for Human Resource Development, and it's really good. We are bringing top-notch CEOs and HR directors, managers, and as we have my friend here, Sohail is also one of the well-known HR managers from Adamji. And the good thing that I just saw here was that we have academic portion as well. We have academic people from FC College as well. Recently, I was in UCP, and with the Honorable Prorector, we had this interaction that the industry is a little bit separated, segregated from the academic session. So sessions like this, programs like this can bring this industry together with academics and introduce a better workforce to produce a better capital to organizations. Yeah.
Yep. And UMT is one of those institutions who is basically in the process of developing a think tank forum with the name of Human Capital Development Forum. And we need the mental buy-in of the people from the industry like you, so that we can buster the myths which have been created between academia and industry, and we really need this collaboration. So what do you think that do such forums really contribute towards improvement in the financial performance and productivity of the organizations or not?
Exactly. First of all, I would congratulate PSTD because for organizing such a massive event in Lahore. This is the first time we are seeing such HR professionals from different companies, from different backgrounds, coming together and sharing their viewpoints. it does matter a lot because when we sit together, when we talk about different issues, when we talk about the employees' development, when you talk about the cultures of the organization, so it contributes towards the paradigm shift, that how should we HR professionals especially and the trainers, the people those are responsible for the trainings and the development of the people, how should we start thinking, what should be our approach in contributing towards the society and towards the development of the people.
Very true. Sir, you said that you're basically into the training thing, and no doubt that according to a lot of researchers, 85% of your financial success depends on your soft skills, and 15% depends on your hard skills.
Yeah.
So, do you think that students really need to understand this thing, and what should they really do to develop the improved soft skills into them?
Oh my God, it's a very good question. I actually have been in touch with UMT, UCP, and several other universities on working with them, mentoring their students on their soft skills. Because you're absolutely right. About 60% of your success in your career depends on your soft skills, which are human skills, right? And unfortunately, our academics don't really have a subject called soft skills or life skills. But the good thing about Lahore's universities I have seen is that they have extracurricular activities. They bring in new trainers to help students understand their career goals and what skills they have to establish. My recommendation is actually having soft skills compulsory for students, especially students who come from like engineering side or IT side, the students who are not really humanities subjects, right? The students who are not really humanities subject, they should have an extra subject called soft skills or life skills trainings. SCANS has started an initiative. I'm on their panel as well. I forgot the exact title, but the basic idea is the same thing. They have a compulsory subject for the CHRD accountants and ACCA graduates, that the compulsory subject is life skills, which includes goal setting, personality development, and stress management, all these things that we are expert of.
All right. So one question I have from you is that because you're a manager, talent, and organizational development, and now you think you know that the workplace is more challenging because of millennials. They have their own approach towards life, towards the work, and they consider them as superstars, super learners who know each and everything already. So do you think that what kind of challenges HR heads are facing towards the millennials and how to cope with them?
I mean, as I talked about the paradigm shift, millennials, they're also human beings. And if HR is all about dealing with the humans, yes, it's a dilemma in our education system that we are taught about the engineering, the subject, the hardcore subjects, but we are never taught about the human sciences. We even graduates or masters from reputable universities, they don't know how to represent themselves. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to deal with people. This is something where we face challenges as HR managers, as organizational consultants, as OD professionals, where we need to understand the core motivation of the employees, whether they are millennials or whatever generation.
Absolutely, because there are five different generations going on the workplace right now.
So whatever the generation is, we need to think, we need to work on the motives, on the motivations, the thinking which actually bring them to the workplace. Once we find out those issues, those motivations, we'll work on them. And this is what we are actually doing. We have started doing in our organization as well. We have divided them into 3 different groups. And based on their gender, their age, their preferences, the location, the employees we have in our south, in Karachi, in Hyderabad, they have different preferences. The employees we have in Lahore, in Islamabad, Peshawar, they have totally different mindsets, right? So as a HR professional, we need to collect data and we need to analyze that what are the core motives of these employees and then work upon it. So salary is not the only answer. Salary is not the only motivation employees have. They have much bigger issues. So as a HR professional, I think we should always analyze our audience first and then take on the
That's why we need the people like you on board so that we can conduct such kind of researches with the academia and can come up with the recommendations for both industry and academia. Mr. Khurram Ali Ashraf, who is basically Deputy Manager HR at Kristen Bauman. And Assalamu alaikum, sir. And please tell me that how's your experience going on this forum?
Very good experience over here. It's we have a very good networking and socializing over here. We'll get in touch with a lot of new entrepreneur and HR officials over here, and we look forward for so many next upcoming events from the CONNEX and the PSPD, and we always participated in such kind of events. And as far as the connection with the UMT of Crescent Bahuman, we have a lot of ongoing activities with UMT, and we have conducted management training programs, and we have conducted mock interviews sessions over there. And there is some MOUs have already been signed with Crescent Brands for having the students from UMT and for the internships program at our organization. So it's very healthy relationship with your university, and we look forward for inshallah for bringing in touch for a lot of activities in the future.
Thank you. UMT is basically an academic institute, and as you told that you have an extensive collaboration with Office of Career Services at UMT as well. So we are in the process of launching a think tank forum with the name of Human Capital Development Forum, and we really need the mental buy-in of the people from the industry and the corporate sector. So do you think that academia should really take people like you on board to fill in the skill gap which the graduates are mostly presumed of having, and what kind of initiatives does HR and the corporate sector can play in the mentoring and coaching of students?
Yeah, regarding that, Crescent Bahuman is presented as an equal opportunity employer, and almost 6,500 workforce is working over there. And we always keen for the students and the professional professional students from the different slots. From the advanced universities over here in Pakistan, and UMT is of course one of them. And as far as the representation from the textile sector and the apparel sector, and even from the retail sector now, we are looking for different sort of expertise, and especially in retail, especially in brand management, and also the online sort of expertise, especially for the customer services and the entrepreneurship. So yes, there are some more values need to be added in that area, and by having strong collaboration with such kind of institution, we may refine our industry, and we can take it as an organization into institution. So thank you very much for having all such kind of platforms through which we can refer our departments, our different departments, and the expert mentors who can select the candidates and the students from your university.
How's your forum is going? How is the experience over there?
Well, Fatma Group has recently made this initiation of getting involved in a lot of different activities. We've had our gender diversity conference recently, and partnering up with CONNEX was another idea. I represent their corporate communications department, and we want to be out there as an employer so that students, especially business students, can get to know about us as a company. Fatma is a huge group, and we present a lot of opportunities alike for engineers and for business students. So it's a good option actually.
Well, that's great. And UMT, being an academic institution, is also in the process of launching a think tank forum with the name of Human Capital Development Forum. And we really need, the people like you from the corporate sector who can bring in board with us and can provide the real-time industry exposure to the students as well. So where do you think that, what role HR or the corporate industry players have to play in the mentoring and coaching of students?
I think it plays a huge role. I think I'll have to go to a personal story here. I think that's exactly where HR business partners come into play. That's where the UMT academia comes into play. How to project their alumni, how to make sure that they are availing the best opportunities out there. It primarily becomes the university's responsibility. So I think that's a great idea, and I wish you best of luck for it.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.